Good morning, everyone. Happy Vlogmas! Today is December 1st, 2020. Did we think we would be here the way that it is right now? Of course not, but yet and still, it is here, and it is our opportunity to make the most of it. The world is in the pandemic, as we all know, and life is not what we thought it would be. Everyone is recovering from Thanksgiving, having a different Thanksgiving than they usually would have. Less family or less traveling, as it was requested by the CDC. Some people agreed, some people didn't. So in about 2 weeks, we'll see what the hospitals look like. I'm terrified because, it can just get crazy. I have people close to me that I have hung out with that when we hung out, nothing was wrong with them, and now they have the virus, and I'm worried about them. So I check up on them every day to make sure they're okay, that their families are okay, that, everything is okay with them. What is scary to me is that I've seen another friend get the virus early, and then I've seen the aftermath of some health complications that have happened because of the said virus that have affected other parts of his body, not necessarily the circulatory system, but other systems. And since the circulatory system feeds into everything, it is a big concern. For those of you who don't know, I was a bio major and I have a degree in biology. This thing really hits home to me because I'm looking at it from the standpoint of a science aspect. Also, socially, it's really, I'm an introvert, but when I'm around people, I'm an extrovert, if you understand what I mean. I can be comfortable being by myself, or I can be comfortable in a crowd, or just being with a few people in a big crowd. That's okay. Just not being able to, this favorite restaurant, I just want to go. And then it's like, wait a minute, is it still even open? Are they running? And then when you get there, are we getting a reservation? If you guys show up late, it's going to be a problem because we're going to miss this reservation. We got to hurry up. We got to go. And then you get there, you sit down, and I had one experience where I was waiting for well over 30 minutes for my food. And I was taking a friend out for birthday. So it's not like I was just we could have just left. I left it up to my friend to decide. But, it's just changed the way in which everyone interacts. And it's just such a different mindset. And I'm trying to figure out how to make Vlogmas interesting while being stuck in the house and not look crazy. Okay, so I want to just be honest with you guys. I was a little bit on the fence about should I do Vlogmas, and then I said, you know what? It gives everyone something to look forward to, which is great, and it's a challenge to figure out how do I make staying at home interesting. But then I realized I have a lot of interests. Okay, knitting, we all know, is my number one, thing, and cooking, baking. I have dabbled in diamond painting now, and cross stitch I picked up that I used to do when I was younger, and now it's I picked it back up. So a lot of DIY crafty projects have been going on. I'm still in the process of transforming my space, decluttering, Marie Kondoing certain things. I've done some areas in my house, and there's always something to be done. There's always something to be organized. So if I can give any tips on that front, then I would be glad to do that. What else? Just the bottom line for me is it's been one crazy year. The pandemic, we had these crazy hurricanes, we had murder hornets, We had, you know, the whole Black Lives Matter, George Floyd incident that has totally rearranged the outlook of how we see racism at the forefront. So it's just been crazy, crazy, crazy this whole year. And a lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of people have lost family members, friends, loved ones. And I figure I'm still here. You're still here. So let's try to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of business as usual in the aspect of having Vlogmas. So I've decided I'm going to do this, and I want to thank you for being here. And oh my goodness, I didn't even introduce myself. What is wrong with me? Well, for those of you who know me, you know me, but for those of you who are new, my name is Mekamika. I live in Brooklyn. I am an avid knitter, and I have an Etsy shop where I sell stitch markers. I have been doing graphic design, so I've been designing some fun pins for some friends of mine, and they would send the artwork to the pin factory and they'd make them. So I still get my creative juices going. What else? I have a YouTube channel that you're on. And I haven't really put up any videos this past year because of the said pandemic. It's just this thing in my mind, like, what are people really gonna want to watch, you know? But then I'm like, you know what? I just gotta do it. I just gotta do it. If not now, when, you know? So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching and subscribing and all that you've done. Thank you for following. Thank you for being interested in seeing what's going on with my life. So I'm going to try my best to show you something interesting and fun this Vlogmas season, okay? Alrighty. Hey guys, so I am now prepping to go outside, and I figured if I'm gonna actually leave the house, I might as well put on some makeup because I need to feel like, you know, I'm not a quarantine bum. Because you can easily go down that route. Even though it's been months, it is still easy to fall into that, you know, that feeling. But, you know, it's like, what am I gonna do today? Let me, you know, what's my grand thing that I'm doing for the day? So this is what it is. I am actually going to the cardiologist today. I have a surgery that is pending in my future. I don't want to get into the details right now, but my main doctor who's going to perform the surgery just wants me to go to my cardiologist to make sure that I am totally okay. If you can see right here, I have a little scar. When I was 2, I had open heart surgery. If you didn't know, now you know. So I am one of those people who are in the at-risk population. And I kind of live my life as if I've never had this surgery because I just do whatever I want. I don't have any complications. I tried my best to eat right. I try my best to stay healthy. I try my best to, you know, do the right things. I don't smoke. I drink occasionally. I don't do drugs. So I guess unless you want to call, you know, knitting like ridiculously, like you get that high from knitting, yeah, that's probably it. You know, get that wool fume going on. But other than that, no, I don't do anything really risky with my life. So I can say, you know, honestly, at this age, I feel like I'm a lot better off because I'm not taking doing those risky things. Yet and still, you still must go and get checked out, get everything checked up. The last time I went to this doctor it was a while back, I will admit, because he's that good that it's hard to get an appointment. And I got an appointment and I was like, whoa, really? And she's like, yeah, you can come next week. And I'm like, okay, I'm there. But the thing about this specific doctor is he's really good at what he does. So he has a lot of patience, which means you have to have a lot of patience, Patience, when you are in his, waiting room, which is great because I'm a knitter. So I am going to choose what I'm going to knit when I'm sitting there, and we'll see how much I can get how much knitting I can get done while I'm waiting. So I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so now I'm trying to choose which yarn do I take with me to the doctor's office, because I have 3 options here. I really want to start my 2020 Advent, but the thing is I'm only going to be able to do 2 stripes for today only, and I'm going to sit there longer than needed, so I'm going to need more knitting to do. So I'm going to put that aside for now. And then I wanted to use this one so I can have nice stripes. This is from West Yorkshire Spinners, probably 2 years ago, maybe more than that. And it's been sitting in my stash. But I had the red yarn for it to do the contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs. And I cannot find the red yarn for the life of me. And of course, when you're in a rush to go somewhere, you can't find anything. So I'm going to use this colorway that started, this actually came out the year after this one. And I think this one is called Christmas Lights. It doesn't really say here, you know, they always do it with numbers, but this again is from West Yorkshire Spinners. It's BFL, and it has a ton of yardage, and this will make some really pretty socks. So I'm gonna start a sock with this toe up, and we'll see how far I get while I'm waiting in the waiting room. I managed to find these old Knit Picks needles at 2.25 millimeters, so that's my usual size that I use, and I start off with 24 stitches, 12 on each side, and then I work my way up to 60 stitches for my socks when I use size 2.25 needles. So in case you were wondering, I will show you what a sock toe looks like when I am on my merry way with a sock toe. All right, so this is what I'm going to do here. So there you go. Okay, so I left the cardiologist, and a block away is one of my favorite grocery stores. I love this place because they always have food. So, you know, even during the pandemic, I was able to find a lot of good stuff. I mean, the beginning of the pandemic, but anyway. So I got some stuff, and I just called my Uber and waiting, and it's freezing. And my hands are getting really cold, and I think I want to cast on a pair of mitts from SipNSavor. So we'll see what we can do when we get home. Looking out for my ride. Yeah, we're gonna do some yarn shopping in the stash when we get home. Yeah. So this is what I bought in grocery. I'm really excited about this because I can make my white chocolate mocha espresso drink without having to go to Starbucks. And this I've used to wipe everything down because that's necessary. I got my favorite yuca chips, or cassava chips, you want to call it that. And they have dasheen chips, which is also known as taro chips. I'm going to try that out. I got a little junk. I got a little healthy pumpkin to make more pumpkin cupcakes. A little more junk. Make some biscuits because, you know, who doesn't love biscuits? And that's about it. Okay, you're probably wondering, what am I doing in my closet? This is where my extra yarn stash is. So I'm going to dig into here, and I put all of my non-superwash woolly fingering weight yarns in this box. And wow, what do you have here? Look at that, Tuku wool. I think this Tuku wool will actually work for the SipNSavor MCal. I just need a third contrasting color. So, I don't know. Would this work? Maybe not. Or maybe I can find a white yarn. I don't know. I gotta go digging, but I will see what I can find in here. I have a lot of good stuff. So these are the yarns that I ended up choosing. I chose this Knit Picks palette white yarn because I can always get this again if I need it for another project. I can get it quickly. I have Tuku wool fingering in whatever color that is. I'm just gonna call it gray. And then I also have Tuku wool fingering in this reddish, pinkish red, purpley, whatever this color is. I don't know, is it like Merlot or berry? Something like that. So I'm going to use these three colors for the Skein Deer MCal called Midwinter. And it calls for fingering weight, and I just need to find needles now. I also wanted to show you how far along I got on my socks. This is about an hour in the waiting room. And I got interrupted for like 10 minutes so she can do a quick EKG or whatever, but this is pretty. I like how the colors are working up. This is actually pink and then red. I don't know if you can see the difference, but I'm liking it. I like the green toe and then everything else following behind it. So we'll see how the stripes work themselves up. Yeah. So today's meeting with the doctor turned out to be just a consultation, and I have to get a sonogram of my heart as well as do a stress test. So he basically told me if you can walk on a treadmill for 9 minutes, then you can have a surgery. And I'm like, okay, I haven't worked out in how long? Since before quarantine. I used to do yoga. I used to do cardio kickboxing to soca and reggae and Afrobeats music. And it was a lot of fun. And now I can't work out anymore. So what am I to do? Well, I have stairs in my house, so I guess I can run up and down the stairs a million times and work up a sweat. We'll see. Can I run up and down the stairs for 9 minutes? I'm not going to challenge myself to do that, but you know, let's see if maybe I can do it for 3. I don't know. But, you know, I did walk around a lot today. I try to walk around as much as I can when I'm outside, when I can. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. I don't have any feeling that it's going to be a problem. He doesn't expect everyone to be like Usain Bolt, you know, but he does, you know, expect a normal person to be able to walk on a treadmill for 9 minutes without having, you know, a heart attack or some sort of pain, shortness of breath, XYZ. So I think it's going to be okay. So that's going to happen in a couple of weeks. And what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to use this sock as my sock when I go to doctor's appointments. So we'll see how far I get this month. So I have literally 3 doctor's appointments, 4 actually, scheduled this month within the next 2 weeks. So yeah, you'll be on my health journey with me as well. Isn't that lovely? So we'll see how far the socks go. And right now I'm going to go look for other needles. Okay, so I don't really want to do a gauge swatch for these mittens. I mean, I'm just wearing it on my hands. It's not a sweater, right? So I'm gonna cheat. It turns out that my friend Ellie, she's a genius, and we also have the same gauge knitting. So what I'm going to do is use the same size needle she used and measure my hand to make sure that it fits the same size that she knit, which is a size 3 of the pattern. And if not, then I'll just go down a needle size, I guess, maybe, possibly. We'll see. Yeah, it's a pair of mittens. It's not the end of the world. Just gonna knit it and be happy. Knit and be happy. So this is looking to me like 7.5 stitches per inch. Let's see what we can get here. Okay, so I think I figured out my gauge. According to the pattern notes, Ellie's hand uses a size 3. It's a size 3 and uses 3mm needles and 2.5mm needles. Now I measured my hand, and my hand is small, but you have to add in for the ease. So my ease, when I add it in, it's between a size 2 and a 3, which is weird. So what I'm gonna do is do like 1/4 of a millimeter less. So I'm going to use 2.75 millimeters for the larger needle, and I'm going to use 2.25 millimeters for the smaller needle. So I think I will be okay. That is what I'm going with. I'm sticking with it because these needles are free and I can start this, and hopefully, crossing fingers, everything works out and I have a beautiful pair of mittens by the time this is all done. We'll see. It makes sense in my head because my hand's smaller than Ellie's, even though we have usually the same gauge, but it's okay. I can make it work. I can make it work. It's a pair of mittens. So I'm just really excited to do another mystery knit along, and I'm like crossing fingers that I can actually get it done this time because I always drop out. But you know, this is a new year, a new day, you know, new motivation. So let's do this. Okay, I just wanted to clarify, now that I have jumped full speed into this abyss of casting things on, I want to clarify the name of the pattern by Skein, aka Ellie. It's called, I said it was Midwinter, but I think it's Midwinter. Ellie, correct me if I'm wrong. It's spelled Midwinter. Now, we all know I don't speak Norwegian, but I try. And if I messed it up, Ellie, I'm sorry, but I'm trying. There is a coupon code. If you check out Ellie's first day of Vlogmas, you will find it. I didn't know that. I just bought the pattern and then I looked at it and I was like, oh, but it's okay. It's no problem. It's a knitting pattern and I'm happy to support the designer. So there you go. So I am going to wind up yarn now and let's get into some advents. Like, I know you guys have been waiting all day after seeing my Instagram, seeing all those advent calendars that I have. So let's open up some advent calendars, shall we? Okay, I am going to start off with a Twisted Year's End 31 Yarnable Treats. This, I wouldn't call it an advent calendar. I'm just going to call it a year-end calendar because it's going past the advent period, but it was actually made by Lisa of Indian Tangled as a way to celebrate the year's end. A Twisted Year's End. We know this year has been twisted and we are trying to just have a little bit of lighthearted goodness before the year's over. So we have 31 yarnable treats in this quote unquote advent calendar. I'm just looping it into the advents because, you know, this is what it is. And we're going to start off with number 1. So we have a package from 3 Irish girls and let's dig in. I'm going to open it and not let you hear the crinkling sound because it can be annoying. Yarn, the one string holding this 2020 show together. I think that's hilarious. And we have a cute little story from Erin, the owner and creative director of Irish Girls. La 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 la. Let's get to the good stuff. So we have here, the name of the color is Tits Up, and it is Adorn Luxe fingering weight yarn, 430 yards. Really? Well, maybe this is just a sample of it. So there is a cow that is here. The pattern is found on Ravelry. So I'm going to check it out and see what that's all about. This looks like a really pretty yarn. It has all these little speckles in it. I love the pink. You know that. We all know this. This is like so beautiful. So I'm going to jump into my next advent. Le Marché de Noël en Provence. I hope I pronounced that right. The Christmas market in Provence. And I am trying to find number one. Where are you, number one? Very hard to, oh, here we go. Here we go. Alrighty. Smells so good. You guys do not know. Okay, I got a lip balm. I'm excited. I got a lip balm because nobody's going to see my mouth covered in a mask, but hey, it can still be ultra rich and moist. So I'm going to use this, and it's made of vegetable oil and sunflower seed and beeswax and castor oil and shea butter, which is amazing because it's going to be super, super, super good for your body. And if I'm not mistaken, there's no mineral oil in here. So that means it's really, really good for you. Fun fact that I learned in college while studying biology and chemistry. Mineral oil is a derivative of crude oil, which is the oil that's down in the earth. So you don't want to put that on your skin because it's just going to dry it out, and it has no nutrients whatsoever. So I'm really happy to have this lip balm. So excited. Okay, back to the Advents. Okay, so now we have the Lindt Truffle Advent calendar. I actually purchased this on Amazon, and I got it, God, can I open this? I got it from the UK because they don't sell this version in the US. They only sell a version with different chocolates. So here we are, the first one, and this is, I know the red ones are milk chocolate, so I'm super excited. I'm gonna have a red milk chocolate Lindt Truffle. Yay! Can I just say this wine advent calendar says better results than mistletoe. This is my first advent wine calendar that I've ever bought. This is the first alcoholic thing I've ever had shipped to my house. It's heavy. 24 small bottles for 24 festive days. And the company is, God, I can't remember the name of the company right now, but I'm going to put it at the bottom. SipNSavor wines, SipNSavor. It's a company that ships to your house, and you could get like a wine club, and then you can get like, they claim to, you know, they don't ship crap wine. So let's see. I'm gonna try to open this. Yeah, I'm gonna try to open this and see what we have inside. Okay, I got it open. What do we have today? Da-da-da. The Rock Cabernet Sauvignon. These fine wines reflect the classic quality of the images they portray. Enjoy all of the wines in the California Landscape series. So this is The Rock. I am assuming Alcatraz. Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm not really a red wine drinker, but I can be converted. So we are going to try this. I'm going to put it to chill just a smidgen and see what this is all about. So I showed the wine to my mom, and I said, oh, I guess it's like a cup, you know, like a cup of wine. She goes, that looks like a goblet. Whatever. Anyway, so I have a bottle of wine, and I will be sleeping good tonight. Now, let me cast on something before I drink so that I don't mess up my cast on. Yeah, that'll work. And I think I'm going to reward myself by drinking the wine after I finish editing, so that way everything makes sense. Okay, so I guess this is the end of day one of Vlogmas. Thank you so much for going along with me. Thank you for hearing me talk, and thank you for experiencing this pandemic with me and trying to have a good time while we are still trying to be serious about avoiding the coronavirus. And thank you for just, thank you for just being here. And if it's a little bit long today, I apologize. It's because I have a lot to say because it's been a while. So, but I'm not apologizing for saying anything that you guys really like, okay? And I'm not apologizing for loving this whole experience. And I'm not apologizing for the percentage of people who voted on Instagram and said I should do Vlogmas. That was an overwhelming majority. and I don't need a recount for that. Um, and I'm not apologizing for finding yarn and stash and casting on mystery knit along mittens when it's cold outside. So, you know, this just goes to show you, you know, it has been a crazy year, but you know, you control your future and you control how you react to the stimulus that is given to you, you know, to whatever the world brings you. So I want to put it out there. I want you, whatever you do in your crafty life, find joy. And if you don't have a crafty life, and if you found this by accident, if you're only here for the wine, if you want to learn how to knit, you can do it. If you want to learn how to crochet, you can do it. If you want to learn weaving, if you want to learn how to draw, if you want to learn how to paint, don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Do it, immerse yourself in it, enjoy the vibes. And I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You release stress and you have something beautiful to show for it. So that is my takeaway for the night. Happy Vlogmas, everyone. Thank you so much, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning.